Hi everyone. In this video, you will see how you can launch your AWS EC2 machines in AWS cloud environment. So in this video, you will see each and everything from the scratch level how you can launch your EC2 instance in the short time. So first, what you need to do while launching the EC2 instance, you have to be a AWS account, and then AWS is giving 12 months free to launch T2 based microservices. So let's start the journey of launching the EC2 instance. So what you need to do, you just click, you can see here the EC2 dashboard here. So just click on the EC2 dashboard. And right now I have three running instance. So if you want to launch your EC2 machines, you just click on the launch instance button. So I'm going to launch it. So when you will launch the here, you will get so many EMIs. So this is basically Amazon machine image. So here you will get so many flavors operating system. Let's say if you want to launch Ubuntu based operating system, you can select the Ubuntu. If you want to use Windows Server, you can select the Windows Server. So this is nothing. This is just a Amazon machine image from where you can select your operating system, which operating system, which server you want. So here I'm going to use Ubuntu machine. So I'll take, uh, let me check. I'll take Ubuntu 18.04 operating system based machine. So don't do anything, just go and select this. Click on the select button. When you will select, it will ask, AWS will ask how much RAM and how much core CPU you want. So from here, this is the EC2 instance family, actually you can call it. This is the instance type. So instance type means how much CPU and how much memory you want. So if you want to core CPU, 4 GB RAM, you will use T2 Micro. So this is a different purpose. Let's say if you have hosted your database in the production server, so you can select the number of core of CPU and the RAMs. So here we are just going to launch a T2 based .microservices, and this is only free. So AWS is giving T2.micro is free for 12 months. So I'm clicking here. So it T2.micro services size is 1 core CPU and 1 GB of memory. And this is a backed with EBS volumes, and network performance is also good. Okay. And the IP version 6 is supported by this T2.micro. So click on the next configuration, configure instance details. So when you click here, AWS is asking how much servers you want. Servers means how much EC2 instance you want. So by default, AWS have given one option. So it means you are going to create one EC2 instance. If you want to create two, you need to give here two. So right now we want only one. So it will, so click give one. So here there's a network. So guys, when you are launching any servers, you will launch their server in a particular network. So in AWS is giving a VPC. So you will not create any VPC. AWS by default will create your own VPC. By default VPC. If you want to see, I'll show you. So you just click, and how you can see which VPC you have. So don't do anything, just click here and search as a VPC. So VPC means where actually you are going to launch your AWS resources, your AWS database, your AWS servers. So you can see here, AWS by default will create one default VPC for you. Okay. So this is the by default VPC for you. AWS will create and then subnet everything. So this is managed by the AWS. Default VPC is managed by the AWS. So never try to delete the default VPC. Otherwise, you will not able to create any EC2 machines. But if you have deleted the VPC, don't need to worry. If you know how you can create the VPC, how you can create that subnet, then you can also create. But don't try to delete default VPC. Okay. So here by default is taking the VPC default. If you want to take your which VPC you have created, you can take from here. You can select from here. So I'm going to launch it in the default VPC. So, and I have not selected any subnet here. So by default, AWS will launch EC2 in any particular subnet. It can be in AP South 1C, 1A availability zone, and 1B availability zone. Okay. So I'll also guide you how, what is availability zone, what is region, everything in the next video. I'll tell you everything. Okay. So auto assign public IP, you can see this is enable. So it means when you will disable it, you will not get any public IP. So don't, if you are using this EC2 machines for hosting your application, so always enable it. Okay, what will happen in this case, you will get the public IP by which you can actually access your EC2 machines. So never ever disable it. That's why AWS by default enabled it. Then you have given a capacity reservation, you have given a open. Then IAM role, this thing I'll also cover in the next video. IAM role, this is a kind of permission in the AWS. Okay, so if you want to, you want that your EC2 servers can access any other AWS resources, for that purpose you will create the IAM role. So right now I have created some rules, but I'll not assign any rules. Okay, and after the shutdown behaviors, so you have shut down. If EC2 machine will face any type of issues, any type of downtime, it will stop the AWS will stop the EC2. AWS will not directly terminate. So never give the terminate here. Always give stop behavior, shutdown behavior. Means when you will going, when EC2 will face any type of issue, it will stop the server, not it will terminate. Okay, very bad practice. After that, you can see here enable termination protection. You can also give this. I'll tell you later what is this. Okay, and monitoring in AWS, a CloudWatch is for basically for monitoring the EC2 machines. So this is chargeable. This is not free, guys. So I'll not enable this. Okay. After this, you can say this is most important things. Tenancy first is shared, dedicated, and dedicated host. So these things have their own uses. So you can get it from here. You can see here from AWS docs. So you can see here we have default tenancy, dedicated tenancy, and host tenancy. So by default, when you will not select dedicated and host, AWS EC2 will launch in the default tenancy. It means your hardware will be shared by the another EC2 machines. Okay, in another account or in the same account. If you launch 2 to 3 instance in the same account, that EC2 instance will share the same hardware, or any other account will also share your hardware. That means your hardware will be shared. And dedicated means see, if you launch 3 machines in the same in a one account, then your hardware will be shared by the other machines, but your hardware will be not shared by the different account. Okay, different AWS account. So host means when you will select host, in this case what will happen, your hardware nothing will be shared. You will get your isolated server and you can easily control. You are totally control. But the difference is it is not so much costly. It is costly and this is more costly than everyone. Okay, so here I am just selecting a shared. So you can also see here. So when, let's say you have launched your AWS EC2 machines in the shared, so you cannot change it. You cannot change shared to dedicated or host after you launch it. And when you have selected dedicated or host, and if you want to change it the default, then after you cannot change it. Okay. So when you are creating the EC2 machines, create it carefully. What is the purpose? Okay. Then credit specification, then file time, and then advanced detail. So what is this, guys? So let's say if you want, at the time of EC2 machine creation, if you want that some software or some application will be installed on the top of the EC2 machines at the time of creation, you can pass the user data also. If you want to install Nginx, let's say you want to install Nginx in the Ubuntu, you can fire this command. So what will happen at the time of creation of the EC2 machine, Nginx will be installed. Okay, this is the purpose. After that, when you're, I'll next add storage. So I'll tell you the story. When you are going to buy any laptop, you are getting some disk, you are getting some volumes, because if you will not attach any volume, you cannot able to launch your servers. Correct? Because what will happen if you don't have any volumes attached in your server, where operating system will be installed? Okay, that's why this is mandatory that some volumes will be present. So this is the volumes which you are going to assign with your EC2 machines. So this I have given 8 GB, and there are so many types of other volumes, IUPS, this one. This is general purpose, this work fine. This work find that when you have your database and the request is coming more and more, and this is very old and this is very cheap. Okay, but this is good. Okay, general purpose SSD. And then you can give the tags of your AWS machines. Let's say first EC2 key and where you can give the same don't no noises. After that, security group. So guys, this is the security group you need to create it. Let's say you are going to create your AWS machine and EC2 machine has been created. So if you will enable this port 22, you can able to connect your AWS EC2 machine. If you will disable port 22, you cannot able to connect your AWS EC2 machines. After that, you can also enable so many ports. If you are hosting any data, any application, so you have to enable, you need should enable HTTP and HTTPS port. So you can enable using this port and NLT and custom and this one. So this to custom anywhere I'm happy. Anywhere means you can easily connect to your EC2 machines from anywhere. Or anywhere means, let's say right now anywhere means, let's say I am using AWS account through my Mac. Next time if I want to connect through Windows or any other IP addresses, you can easily connect. But if you have given my IP address, so now it means I can only connect my EC2 machines using this Mac only, using this my local system. And after the custom, you can actually give any custom IP address. Let's say you are working with a company. In your company you have some router, you have some static IP addresses, you can give that IP address. What will happen in this case, you can, when you can connect to EC2 machine when you will inside the office. Okay, so I'm giving my custom anywhere because this is for testing purpose. After that, review and launch. You can review all the data which you have given. After that, launch, click on the launch button. So uh, at the end, AWS is asking that you need to create a key pair. This is nothing. Using this key pair, actually you are connecting your EC2 machines from the local system. So you need to give any key pair. You can give any existing key pair, or you can create a new key pair. So when you create new key pair, I'll give this EC2 PEM. So a PEM file will be created. Then you need to download this key pair. Okay, don't forget to download because you cannot get it next time. So after that, when you click here, then click on the launch instance. So right now you can see instance launching is in progress. So when you click here, you can see right now it is in pending state. And the availability zone is AP South 1A. I'll cover availability zone everything in the next video. That will be very more interesting. Okay. So don't forget to saw that videos. So right now it is in pending state, and I have taken T2 micro instance. This is the instance ID, and the status check is initializing, and then here you can see here I have enabled in the beginning, I have enabled the public IP. That's why you are getting a public IP address, and this is private IP address. Private IP address will be same for each and every time. Public IP address can be changed. Okay, so you can see right now it is running in state. So how you can connect it? How you can connect it? How you can connect this? So I'll tell you. So if you want to connect this, if you are a Windows user, you need to install the PuTTY. But if you are a Mac or Linux user, no need to install PuTTY. Just here click on the connect and and give copy this thing, copy this, and by default the username of Ubuntu machine is Ubuntu. That's why Ubuntu and the public DNS or public IP you can also pass. And this is the key pair and this is the SSH. Through port 22 it will connect. So what you will do? So I have downloaded this key file. So I'll open my terminal here. So I'll open my terminal button here. 1 second. So when you open terminal, so you just go to the downloads folder because I have downloaded the key pair there only. So you can see here I have downloaded the EC2 key pair. So you can see here this is the key pair which I have created. So you need to give first read permission. csmod 4000. This is the read permission so that we can easily read this. You can read it. After that, just whatever we have copied, paste here and connect it. So give yes, sorry, give yes. So you can see here we have just inside our EC2 machine. So this is EC2 machine. The apt-get, you can update your EC2 machine using this command. This is not, it will take some time. So sudo apt-get update. Using this command, you can easily update your EC2 machine. This is how you can easily launch your EC2 machines. This is how you can easily connect your EC2 machines, and whatever the things you want to install, you can install here. Okay, so yeah. So guys, this is for today, and next topic I'll cover some interesting topic of AWS. So don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, and thank you so much. Bye bye.